You spoke about how you meeting Nipsey changed your life.
Yeah.
Kind of, obviously, you know, Nipsey's one of the greats. Rest in peace, man. He was a close friend of mine. Still can't believe, man, it's about to be 2 years next year in March. What was your interaction with Nipsey, and how did that affect you? Because he had that energy.
You don't think that's crazy? The fact that like I'm becoming one of the pop artists, like one of the big pop artists. Like I'm becoming like Phil Collins, like the New York Times said Phil Collins.
It's a whole nother type of pop we're talking to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like iconic, timeless, iconic pop, right? And I'm becoming that. And so say this, right? Say Gashi becomes the new like George Michael, Phil Collins, Sting of this generation, where I'm like timeless and everyone's like coming to my shows are sold out. I'm doing
just, the Garden.
Yeah, just saying.
Bring Garth Brooks out.
Yeah,
like
twice. Like doing
right.
sold out Garden twice.
Right.
Becoming legendary. Kids are losing their mind. I'm becoming like fucking insane. Right. To say there's videos of me and Nipsey in the studio after that. How insane is that story?
Yeah, no, I think it's a you know, your come up, man.
It's insane.
Coming up as a rapper out of New York.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You know, I met this guy through, shout out to my friend Austin Rosen. He made it possible. He brought Nipsey to the studio, and Austin manages Post Malone. Like he's the reason for Post Malone being as big as he is. Austin Rosen brought Nipsey to his studio, brought me in, played the record. Nipsey loved it, told me I was dope enough to really make it happen. And after I met Nipsey, I felt it was real and I could drop out and make it happen. He made me feel that way. So
Nipsey was coming in to lay a verse for you, or just to work? And
so Nipsey came into the studio with this guy named Johnny and
Shipes?
Yeah. And
shout out Cinematic.
Yeah, Austin was like, well, I want to get Nipsey on this record. I want to play him the record. So we played him the record. He's like, yo, this shit's tight.
This was your record?
This is my record,
okay.
Yeah. And then we got, Nipsey was like, this shit's fire. We just jumped in the booth, cut it real quick. And then he's telling me, you know what I mean? Like, I was telling him, like, I really want to do this shit. And he was like, oh, your shit fire, bro. Like, you can do it. And like Nipsey was my favorite upcoming rapper.
Yeah.
So I was telling Austin about him. I was like, I could get him on a verse like it's nothing, because he was just coming up. So you could get Nipsey on a verse, you know? And because I was looking at Nipsey like our generation Snoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think when he first came out, that was kind of like, they looked very similar.
They look similar.
They both had very similar, not similar, but they had each of them had a very distinct tone.
Yeah, and they look like they look like he's a Crip, and
right.
Like, he was just so hard, like
tall, skinny,
yeah. with the plaids and the jeans and the Converse.
Yeah.
Like it was just so Snoop, and I was just like, yo, this guy's gonna be our Snoop, our icon, and I was like, he's gonna be the biggest. And everybody around me is like, what the hell are you talking about, dog? I was like, yo, can I get him on a verse? It's like, I can make that call. That's nothing. You know what I mean? Everyone around is like, it's not a big deal. But I think, you know what, like, not to toot my own horn, man, but I think I have the vision to see somebody in 20 years, to see somebody in 10 years, to see somebody. I could look at somebody and know if they're going to be somebody or not in the music business.
Yeah, man. Nipsey was one of those guys. The first time I met him was in 2009. He came and freestyled on my show in Boise, Idaho, when I was doing radio in Boise.
Wow.
That was my first full-time job.
Crazy.
And
killed it, bro.
Murdered it. Yeah, he had a mixtape out called Bullets Ain't Got No Name.
Oh, I love that. I still play it.
Yeah.
Part 1 and 2, right?
2 is my shit. Roll the Windows Up is my shit.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, rest in peace to Nipsey.